Another area where we see individual teams challenged is in the area of tools. And tools are uh, unique in the way that for the distributed teams, this is how we communicate, as we saw in some of those examples that we provided. When it comes to our tools, we use them quite a bit in remote environments, right? Um, the idea that many organizations communicate in different ways is pretty evident, but we use things such as bulletins, or in the way of Confluence. We communicate via our artifacts and so on and so forth, all the way up to phone calls or video calls and so on. When we have all of these tools and things like Jira, for example, or Azure DevOps, we might come across various challenges in accessing and making sure that we pick the right tools. What we recommend for that is that you have a tool advisory board. If you're in a large enterprise, this might be a group of individuals that are responsible for ensuring that everyone has access, that you are following the proper tool guidelines, and that you are being trained in that so that you are set up to succeed, that your features for what you need in order to use that tool effectively work, such as maybe breakout rooms if you're having large sessions and your tool may not support it. So in order to do that, a tool advisory board is a great way for us to consider some of the elements that we face. Why is that? Why not just IT or support, desktop support? The problem is that those organizations or those teams don't tend to understand the nuances involved in how we have our Jira boards perhaps set up, or how we need our reporting done. So having an individual group that is focused around the Agile tools is a unique way for us to offer support to our teams. If you are not a large organization, if your organization is smaller, you might want to try having a individual rather than a board, right? And that is one individual that is the go-to person. If I have VPN access problems, if I can't access Jira because we're out of licenses, these kind of things allow us to move through faster, right? Another great tool or practice is a community of practice, something that you might be already familiar with. A community of practice is a group of individuals that gets together voluntarily to talk about topics and learn about their particular topic of interest. They can address things such as the organic training or cementing the practices in the organization that we have implanted, right? They improve problem solving, they increase learning. There's tremendous benefits. In fact, right here, right now, this is a community of practice. This is a group of individuals who are interested in learning more about Agile, and we're covering various topics. If you can do this in your organization, you would be that much more successful in a distributed setting, because you can set it up in such a way that it allows you to have your individual leaders run various communities of practice in the way that they are responsible. They are part of this virtual team that are responsible to manage that particular community of practice. But then you have your volunteers. These are your organic individuals that are interested in making a difference in the organization. This is where you're going to find your Agilists, by the way, for the future. And then you have these participants, and you can make these a community of practice for Scrum Masters, a community of practice for product owners, and these could be regional. These are the folks in the United States. These are the folks in Asia Pacific. You get the idea, right? So setting up a community of practice is a great way for you to set up these organic ways of participating and learning for individuals in the organization. When you set up your community of practice, ensure that you have define them well, that you have your goals, your activities, what is the rhythm? Be sure that you have answers to these. You could create a COP or a community of practice canvas where you lay out your vision, your goals, your benefits, your activity, your key metrics that you will be tracking as a community of practice. It is a great, great source of information for individuals to connect when they're in a remote environment and are feeling disconnected. Right? To create your COP, if you don't have a community of practice today, here are some potential ways that you can go about it, right? You can identify the COP lead individuals that are interested in participating in this, and then create a canvas with other individuals that are interested in booting that COP, and then you form your core teams and you begin your communication schedule, and you start scheduling events and recording and recruiting and sharing, and above all, make it fun. This is an opportunity for individuals to connect with each other in a fun way.